Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Feedback Live from Comic-Con 2012 in sunny, by sunny I mean muggy, crappy San Diego, powered by Alienware. We are here with Cliff Blazinski. Sir, how are you?
How are things?
I think it's less about when I'm going to see Cliff and more about, at this point, when I'm not going to be around Cliff.
I love that right before the camera went on, you were just completely running around working the room. They're like 5, 4, then boom, hey, what's up? We're back.
Well, I do.
Like muscle memory right there.
I get kind of nervous, but with you, I mean, truly, at this point, like, we've just talked so much.
Well, we've seen each other at our best, and we've seen each other at our worst at this point.
Cliff came to my wedding, my worst, and you're still friends.
I think it was a beautiful wedding, and I think it was a beautiful day.
Mm-hmm.
And it was in Lafayette. And, oh, by the way, speaking of New Orleans, did you know that Drew Brees was just re-signed?
Oh, when did this happen?
It just happened.
Did this happen during our live show?
Yes.
I don't even care about this show anymore.
Done.
Thank you.
How is this news, though? Didn't he go on the record and say he was going to basically die playing for the Saints?
I watched SportsCenter before I came to the show, and they were like, they are millions, plural, of dollars apart. And I was like, I'm going to have to kill myself and my dog, who's named Breeze.
Yep, well,
and
don't put the dog down, dude. Dog's like, what did I do?
Dude, I feel so much better about my... Okay, this is good. Cliff, let's talk about you a little bit, man.
All right.
Because we'll just talk about the Saints for 30 minutes, man. You know, obviously you guys are here. We had a big reveal on the show yesterday. Well, kind of a big reveal. March of 2013.
Yeah, how'd you get that out of Rod?
Well, here's the thing. We found one of your fans, and he tattooed his entire upper thigh.
Yeah, I saw him last night, and he had just had it done like 2 days ago, and the entire time at the party I was poking it. I was like,
you're such a dick.
Dude, the tattoos, they blow my brain.
Yeah.
It's like, we just made this stuff up one day. We're like, oh, dude, it's going to be a guy with like a do-rag, and he's going to have a scar, and there's creatures in the underground like Chud. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And people are like, and you're like, all right. And so I have this habit right now at Comic-Con where I'm going around and I'm paparazziing Gears fans. So if I see a person with a shirt, I'll like hang out in the back and I'll like take a picture and tweet it. And later on, they're like, oh my God, that was me. Looking at the Iron Man at Sideshow Collectibles.
Right.
And so it's kind of flipping it on him. It's great.
We still have this thing where Cliff, even after all these years, he'll still text me. It's usually at like 2 in the morning, so I'm sure Jaeger's involved. And he's like, dude, check out this tattoo that I just found. But the great thing about your fan, number one, they are truly some of the most passionate and loyal fans here at Comic-Con. And that's saying a lot because fans here are passionate and loyal.
Dude, I've been doing this for 20 years, life's been good to me. But, I realized with Fortnite and with Gears, like, to see the fans and to see the passion, that's what gets you out of bed in the morning.
Right.
Right? To see the product, to see, people cosplaying and spending hundreds of hours to build an Anya outfit. And the thing about the Gears fans is it's some of the most diverse fans that you've seen. Men, women, every race, every age. I mean, you see kids, young and old, white people, black people, Hispanic people, everything, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's a girl who got like the omen here, just right on her stomach. I'm just like, all right,
There's way less painful places to put that.
When you get pregnant, that's going to turn into like Ghost Rider. It's not going to end well. So.
And let's talk about the other side of things. Obviously, there's a huge Gears contingent here, but you guys had the Fortnite panel yesterday, which Jessica hosted. She was so nervous. First panel ever. I made her miserable. I made her so nervous about it. Rod gave her the worst introduction of all time.
He did. He just called it out right up the front.
Hey, welcome to Jessica Chobot. She's never hosted a panel before. And she's like, in the background.
She's like, I'm going to be all awkward. And she's like, hey, what's up? I'm Jessica Chobot. This is our panel. How you doing, bitches? And we're like,
she's a pro. But I think it's safe to say Fortnite was really, you finally showed the game off incredibly well received, which has got to be a great thing for you guys because it's such a massive step in a different direction than Gears.
It's great on so many levels, Blair, because it's like for Epic to do a game that, somehow we became known for Gears and the dude bro thing and the desaturated look.
Because it's the biggest dude bro game of all time.
Which we never meant to be,
Yeah.
Right?
I didn't walk in, I was like, yo, bro, let's make some fun. I'm compensating for something. Like, no.
American flag vest on,
I know,
torn
right?
jeans.
F yeah, man. No, I wanted to make something like, cool and compelling, and obviously it resonated, but the big buff muscles was never the intention. But to do a game like this where the characters are kind of like gorillas looking, it's like stylized, and the colors, like this, that's the thing, is color. It just, everything pops, and you kind of feel like you just got off the Toontown ride at Disneyland.
Right.
But with zombie-like creatures.
Yeah, which is amazing. Yeah. We've got a ton of fan questions. I have one more follow-up to that before we get to the fans who have sent so much stuff to at G4 TV and hashtag Feedback Live. But I wanted to ask you about
What's
this.
that
Is more
hashtag
of
again?
Hashtag Feedback Live.
Got it.
It's powered by Alienware. But I wanted to talk about the fact that Fortnite is using the Unreal Engine 4,
Yep.
which is something that a lot of people probably wouldn't expect your first game to be out of the gate, but it's
Yep.
something you talked about on X-Play yesterday. It made the game design process so much easier.
It does. I mean, we're at the point, of course, engine licensing is half of our business,
Sure.
right? You know, you look at games like Batman and Mass Effect, and I mean, they're just doing such a great job. The new Transformers looks great,
Yeah.
right? And we're at a point where, like, we were working on Fortnite and Unreal Engine 3, and we're like, why are we continuing to enhance and improve Unreal Engine 3?
Right.
Gears Judgment will be in Unreal Engine 3 because that's shipping in March, right?
Right.
That makes sense. But like, look, you know, the only way that we can make great engines is by shipping games on it. And so it's a difficult transition initially because I kind of compare it to like muscle rehab. You know, if you like tear or break something, you know, at first you're trying to get your arm moving again, and then it gets better and it gets better, and that's how it's been for Fortnite initially. You know, getting animations hooked in, sounds and everything. But now that we're up and running, we have this blueprint system where our designers can like make a day-night cycle without any coders.
Right.
And the goal has always been, this is something Tim Sweeney knew 20 years ago, is empower creative people with a better paintbrush and they will make a better painting.
I think it goes without saying, Tim Sweeney may be the most visionary design, like in that capacity in the industry.
He is hilarious. The guy, he could retire. He could have retired 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But he's got a giant garage with all sports cars in it, and he has 6-foot tall geodes in it. Like, he bought the largest geodes in the world. And then what happened was these geodes are from like Madagascar or some really exotic land. When the shipping crates arrived, they had these weird exotic cockroaches in it. And now he has this exotic
He's like,
cockroach
"Yes,
infestation in his house.
and he's okay with it.
And
He's cultivating
like, oh,
this.
it's kind of weird how I have cockroaches in my house. Yeah, and you're like, all right. And he just likes to hike and rollerblade. And he's the same dude. We bought those neural cat ears. The ones that read your
Yeah,
brainwaves.
I saw you guys tweeted about
Warren and
that.
I put them on, and we like made out, and they wiggled, and it was cool. But Tim came in my office the other day, and I put them on Tim, and I swear to God, they didn't move. I'm like, he is a robot.
He's an android. I knew it.
I hate your face.
He's Bishop.
He's awesome.
So let's get to the fans again. We had, I think, out of all the guests we had, there were more people asking stuff for you. So let's get right into it. Moy from G4TV.com is over there with some questions
Hi.
from your fans.
Yeah, calm
Claire.
down.
All right, I'm sorry.
Hogging the whole conversation.
Yeah, you're a lunatic, Moy.
I was
Dial it back.
sorry. I'll try to keep it quiet.
'Kay.
From an Alienware follower, Richard, after coming up with a weapon like the Lancer, what kind of weapons of destruction can we expect in Fortnite?
It's a funny thing about Fortnite and the Lancer and all that. I mean, I've gone on record and said as much as Gears has been great to us, and I love it, I don't want the Lancer to be my legacy, right? It's
But
it's one weapon, right? You don't want it to be your defining thing, right?
It's awesome. I
Oh,
mean, it's kind of
it is great, but and ironically, the shotgun is the most used weapon in Gears because people just want to jib people and move on to the next fool, right? So for Fortnite, we have a crossbow is one of the things we're doing because everybody has a bow now. What's up with that?
It's a Hunger Games.
It's a
Yeah,
Hunger
it
Games
really
thing, man.
is, right? You know,
I mean, what do we have? We've got Katniss. We've got Hawkeye.
clench up
There's Arrow.
Legolas.
Brave.
Yep.
Legolas.
Arrow, the
It's a
new
big time
show.
for both.
Yeah, I'm going to invest in an arching range. But the crossbow is actually a nice variant of that, and we have a crossbow that has multiple ammo types, and it actually has a wire that you can shoot across to kind of get to other buildings. You remember the old movie, the documentary Man on Wire?
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that movie.
Yeah,
By the way,
that
that guy is a lunatic.
When they actually shot the arrow across to do the whole tightrope walk with the World Trade Center, right?
Did they
So
really?
Yeah, it's an amazing movie, and he actually did a tightrope balance, right?
Yeah, I
It's
saw
a-
the movie, but I don't remember how they actually.
Yeah, they actually shot an arrow across, and you can do that in Fortnite. So it's really not just about weapons; it's about things that have multiple functionality, right?
Yeah.
So
I love that if my question was what inspired Fortnite, the answer that I expected would not be, oh, it was this documentary, this tightrope documentary.
it's really there's some Left 4 Dead in there, there's some Minecraft, all of it kind of just
Is
mashed
there-
up together.
Is there a chainsaw at the end of the bow and arrow? Like, could you
No,
still?
there's
oh, okay.
although someday I will get around to making a gun that launches chainsaws.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
That would be good.
We talked
are you
about
doing
this.
right now?
I talked about this with Amy Henning a couple weeks ago. What about a gun that shoots out guns that shoots out guns that shoot out bullets?
The Russian nesting doll. of
The
weapons.
Russian Nashing doll of
That's the
destruction.
exhibit gun.
Yeah.
Yo, dog, we heard you like guns, so we put guns in your gun so you can shoot while you shoot. You shoot.
Just saying, man. It's you can have the idea for free. It's
Imagine
totally
being
okay.
him. Like he's a really good rapper.
Who,
But-
Exhibit?
Yeah, but he's just known for the Yo Dog meme.
Well, it's because
Yeah.
Pimp My Ride, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing about the
Think of
Lancer.
that.
I love that, but I don't want that to be my Yo Dog.
Dude, we had the greatest thing ever. Exhibit was
Lancer
at
is
our
my yo
E3
dog.
show, just hanging out in the background, and his
Yeah.
publicist comes up to us and goes, "Hey, is it okay if Exhibit's in the background?" I was like, I'd be way better if we just had Exhibit on the live show right now. So Exhibit comes on the show with Morgan Webb and me, two of the whitest human beings on the
yep.
planet. And we did like 2.5 minutes of live TV, totally improv.
You can't
with him.
have him in the back. His name's not Backdrop. His name's Exhibit. He's
He
got to
needs
be
to
up
be
front
in the
and Exhibit.
front.
A funny story about him is I learned a lot about fine alcohol through rappers. And
Okay,
so
yeah,
you know,
it's a
Exhibit
safe
used
way to
say,
do things.
I could drink a whole Hennessy fifth. Some call that a problem, but I call it a gift, right?
That was exactly like him.
That's
Brought it
kind of how
close
he
my
does
eyes.
it, right? And so I actually ran into him on Sunset years ago after an E3 party where I drank Hennessy. And he was the one who introduced me to Hennessy in the first place. Like, my mind was blown. He had 2 hot girls with him, and he was going, like, to the comedy club or something. I don't know.
Exhibit is your alcohol gateway drug.
He pretty much is, yeah.
I love that. Moy, other fans'
Yeah,
questions, please.
another Alienware follower, Christian. Will there be more Easter egg weapons like the cluck shot in Fortnite?
The Easter egg question keeps coming up for Fortnite, and it's like we're not even at that point yet. We're still figuring out what the timing is of day-night cycles, what the loot tables are going to be, what the enemy balance is going to be. But I'm like, Easter eggs are one of those things. When I was a kid, I thought Easter eggs were like really things they didn't want you to find out.
Right.
Like it's Miyamoto's affair that he's hiding in Zelda. You're not supposed to learn it, right? Or his tax evasions or something, right? And so I learned that like this is like a free news story anytime you put an Easter egg in a game. The cluck shot front page of Kotaku joystick G4,
Sure.
all that, and you get like, hey, look at this viral video, right? And now more than ever, if you're a developer, put as many Easter eggs as you can in your game. So I'm a fan of it, and we're gonna cram as many as we can in there.
More chickens?
Maybe chickens are like the best secret, right?
Yeah.
Like it goes all the way back to Zelda Link to the Past. Where there's that one chicken if you kept messing with it and eventually the chicken bomb came
Yes.
and attacked you.
Oh man, I haven't thought about that in years.
Exactly. Maybe we need to move on to roosters though.
Roosters with a chainsaw. I think that should
Yep.
be your Easter egg.
Absolutely.
Roosters' day rates are way higher than chickens, though. So
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
recommend keeping chickens.
They're a little
in your
cocky.
games. Yeah. We can't afford that song. I don't know. I wish I would have never done that.
You just have yakety sax.
Damn it, man. We talked about this the other night. You have been playing a tremendous amount of Minecraft. As
Yep.
you just said, you're still in the kind of design development process of Fortnite.
Yep.
I have to assume Minecraft is influencing a lot of what you guys
It
are
is to
doing.
some extent, and that's the inevitable question when you have a game that's like day-night cycles, creatures, and building. I like to use like an Unreal and a Quake analysis with this right now. We did Unreal after having looked at Quake, and we intentionally did things differently in Unreal from Quake in order to make it stand out.
Right.
And it's kind of be one of those situations with Minecraft where Minecraft does some things so well, but there's other areas like combat in Minecraft is kind of like ooh.
That's actually exactly how combat is in Minecraft.
Like the pain sound even sounds kind of like Nordic, right? Ooh, right. But we're totally addicted. Like we jam on that every night. I think I'm building like King's Landing in the game right now.
Awesome.
And we love it. And it's a great test of an upcoming marriage, like Portal 2 co-op. If you can't build that game,
Can't build a
you let
castle
the
together.
creeper in. This isn't gonna work.
That's a 2012 sign of the times.
Get on
right
the
there.
sofa,
It's like,
lady.
If you can't play Minecraft together,
So
you're probably not
it
gonna
is a
work
bit
out.
of an influence, but again, I want to look at the things that Minecraft did well and look at the things that we do well. We have great combat. We can make a great shotgun, we can make a great crossbow, and kind of leverage the things that Epic does well. This art style has just been such a tremendous breath of fresh air for the team.
Right.
We have artists who are working on Gears, and we love Gears, but they're like, I've been making ornate pillars and fountains for 6 years now. Can I please make the Sanford and Son truck that looks like it's out of Looney Tunes, right? And so everybody's clamoring to work on it, and it's going pretty well.
Right. And speaking of, you and Lauren sitting around and playing Minecraft together, one of the big things that you wanted to point out at your panel yesterday is that this is a cooperative game, but it's a game that is truly made better by the cooperative element.
Absolutely.
Because you're providing people with different experiences, but they still have to work together.
This type of game, kind of a Fortnite-y, Minecraft-y type game, it's this new kind of like co-op sandbox survival type experience,
Sure.
right? It's its own new genre, and it's wide open, and, I've seen some indie games that have tried to do it, and, Terraria does some of it as well pretty well. It really ties into some really deep primal stuff, going back to like caveman days, where like one person will stay at home and they'll, cook dinner and kind of take care of the house, and the other person goes out and hunts buffalo.
Right.
Or, you'll alternate roles, and you'll go get resources to improve the cave to paint better buffalo on the walls, right? And it's just very inherent with male female roles and just kind of the roles of the home. And I think there's a reason why these games resonate.
Did you design with like gender specificity in mind?
I will tell you that Fortnite is a game that is intentionally being built to appeal to a broader audience than anything we've done before.
Interesting.
We're hoping that you can play the game and not even get in a fight and go off and just build your fort.
I hope that works for me.
Did
too.
you build a fort as a kid?
Oh, absolutely.
In the bayou?
I built a fort. We built different things down in the bayou, my friend. Things we can't talk about on this stream. Moy, question from the fan, please.
Yes, from a Twitter follower that's name I should probably not say out loud.
No, let's say it. It's just live.
I don't want to say it. Will Epic ever make more Unreal Tournament games? I like Gears, but UT has its own unique feel that I miss.
Fair enough. I had somebody tweet me yesterday whose name was Parkour Vagina, which I thought
Okay,
was
is that
one of the
is
best
it
No,
names.
Parkour
it's
Vagina?
not.
Okay.
This is grosser.
I just put that image in your head.
No, I just saw a
Parkour
Frenchman
vagina.
leaping into a cavernous vagina, and I don't ever want to see that in my brain ever
I
again.
think that's a Cirque du Soleil show. in
Whew, let's
Vegas.
move on to your answer, Cliff.
So Unreal Tournament, near and dear to us, but our plate is just completely full right now. Maybe somewhere in the future, there's so many hardcore UT fans. It's hard to make a game that embraces the feel of the old game while still being new, right? And I think there's a version of Quake that's playable in browser and things like that it has done, and it's just a matter of bandwidth. We don't have enough bodies. We are hiring people.
Oh.
We have a good parking lot and a slide. Come work for us. Raleigh's like a little Austin. It's awesome. I promise you.
Yeah, and let's talk about the fact that maybe in the future you can have you working with people like Chair and people can fly. Is there ever a chance that maybe one of those guys kind of take the reins on a game like that? You kind of oversee it, but it's their design.
Yeah, that's
and their
possible. I mean, the whole Big Huge thing happened recently,
Yep.
whereas they were working on Armor, and then the studio wound up shutting down, and we kind of helped them out, and they're helping out with some of our projects. You never know, man.
Right.
People Can Fly's killing it, helping out with Gears of War Judgment, and so when Judgment's done, who knows?
Right. Moy, another question, please, ma'am.
Well, speaking of Judgment, is there ever going to be a Gears movie? Everyone's
Oh,
wow.
man, you've been talking about this for 6 years,
I
haven't
think-
you?
yeah, I
They're
think
just gonna keep asking
I think
until-
Fassbender just decided he's going to do.
He's just in
Assassin's
everything
Creed.
now, man. He's all
right?
good.
It's, it's a tough thing in Hollywood. A property gets hot, people get attached, other people get attached, and then it starts limping along. You never know how it's going to proceed. I'm hoping Jay Wilbur and I will get together kind of maybe sometime in the fall, hit LA, start hitting the books, we'll grab lunch.
Absolutely.
And,
By lunch,
start
you mean
knocking on
dinner.
some doors
You're
again.
available for the movie, right?
Yeah, I would love to do anything.
I don't
for
think
scale.
I don't think we can render that hair.
You're
in
kidding me?
engine.
This thing is flowing in
That's like some
luxury.
next gen stuff.
This
man.
humidity is killing me right now,
Mhm.
kids. Am I an old Jewish grandmother? What happened?
Can
to
we
me
get
just
some
now?
relaxer in here?
What happened?
It's Chris Rock, good hair.
I know that you've been answering that question for so long, and it's hard to have an answer. So I'll ask you this: if you could pick a director and a lead actor, who are your two guys?
I'd go with Neil Blomkamp
Great answer.
because he's amazing. As far as an actor, I actually Sam Worthington might be a decent choice.
I
Yeah.
agree with you.
Yeah, he's good. He's got the good look about him, And you don't have to cast the buff guys.
Yeah.
People are obsessed with the weight of the Gears characters. I'm like, just take a guy, put him on 6 months of HGH.
You're totally fine.
Send him to the gym. He's good to go.
Because it worked for Stallone. He looks fantastic right now.
He's puffy. He's got Vince Vaughn face.
Cliff, we have time for one more question for the fans. Quickly, Moy. One more,
Question
please.
from Carlos. I love the Gears of War, or that Gears of War 3 was in 3D. Will all of Epic's new games be in 3D as well?
I thought it was going to be from Carlos. Hey, can you bring Dom back?
Yeah, seriously.
Carlos, bro, stop it.
Carlos Ferro's like, hey, how come Baird gets his own game? Those of you who've ever been to convention, Carlos Ferro goes to every single one of them. He's everywhere, that guy. He's
Yes,
great.
about
He's
Dom.
here.
The
He's
Dom
camera
father.
2. He's a camera 2 op right
Yeah,
now.
exactly. Wait, I'm sorry. What was the question again? I totally got
So
through.
Dom, no.
Yes.
Are all of your new games
Oh,
going to
3D,
be in 3D?
yeah.
And
Not
the
confirming
D is
anything.
Dom.
Not confirming anything yet. Right.
No.
So maybe.
That's
Maybe.
that.
That's
Yep.
a
All
good
right.
answer.
You're working on a lot of amazing things, Cliff. Before you go, the one thing that you're most excited about that the fans at home should keep an eye out for.
BioShock Infinite.
Bioshock Infinite is something that is your...
Ken Levine is my god.
And
If I had pitched the robotic George Washington, I think I may have mentioned
had
this
this
to you before.
conversation, yeah.
Whatever. The guy's amazing. He's just great. And
Yeah.
he's very intense.
Yeah.
He's Ken.
But he gets stuff done.
He does,
Cliff,
man.
thank you so
Good
much for
seeing
being
you.
here, man. Big round of
Good seeing you.
applause
Thank you.
for
Yeah.
Cliff. Again, guys, make sure you keep sending your questions. We've got an hour tomorrow with Jim Lee. You might have heard of him. He does comic book stuff all the time. We've got Kevin Pereira, who we got at a much lower rate than we did when he was an employee here, which is really exciting for us. And then Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson, who are the leads in The Last of Us, are going to be here talking. That's tomorrow at G4 TV. Send all of your questions. #feedback live. It's going to be 1 p.m. Eastern. Ready to go get some drinks? I think it's
Alienware.
time. And also Alienware from Cliff right there. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.